Puget put out an article this past week covering which formats get hardware decode support in DaVinci Resolve 17.1, because this has not really been documented anywhere. And this is a little confusing for some, because DaVinci Resolve Studio, by the way, has a dedicated GPU-based encode and decode engine that is blazing fast and works with pretty much any footage. But that is still a little bit like, it's still relying on a different part of the graphics card than relying on the native like NVDEC decoding of specific formats. And so you will see here, 8-bit 420 has GPU decode across the board, but not 10-bit 420, which I don't think I realized for H.264. And then H.265 does get 10-bit 420 decode on most platforms, as well as 12-bit. You will see, however, and this is something I'm covering in my video on it, should I ever get to finish it, the Intel QuickSync for 11th gen processors. It decodes pretty much everything in HEVC on the processor's iGPU, which means that if you get an Intel 11th gen processor, you will have a much smoother timeline performance if you keep the iGPU enabled when video editing, which is pretty bonkers because it decodes everything. Whereas NVIDIA cards have not enabled 422 support. For some reason, 444 is not listed here. I know for a fact that NVDEC does support 444 decode. Like that's in the NVIDIA support matrix, but they do not have 422 support. And this has been something that has been contentious more and more lately, because most cameras these days are outputting H.264 or H.265 in 422. And then suddenly it's performing way worse because their graphics cards aren't decoding it. They have to decode it on CPU. So hopefully we see some work towards this. And then they have a test so you can perform it for yourself to see what's actually working for you. But yeah, those Intel 11th gen processors are pretty freaking awesome.